Drake just got exposed again. We have another ghostwriting accusation against him, this time for mob ties off of Scorpion. What this means for his career, what this means also considering that he just won or lost the beef against Kendrick, is what we're going to talk about today, so let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and it recaps everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So as I said, Drake is just coming off of that beef with Kendrick that didn't end well for either side. We have accusations in the room against either one. Nobody could back them up, but there was this recent Ebony Prince 2K24 situation that kind of exposed Drake, but not really, so it's still up in the air. And now it's another situation where Drake got exposed for something that is not looking too good. So let's talk about it and let's see what this means. So we've had this reference track leak for Mob Ties, and you know, Mob Ties, the song of Scorpion 2018, which a lot of people like, and so far we didn't know that this was ghost written or this was a reference track for, but there's a reference track that surfaced about a day ago from Vory. Now Vory, the guy you know from, he's affiliated with Meek Mill, or also big performances on Donda from Kanye, that Vory, he actually did Mob Ties. At least he did this reference track for, and I gotta say it's better. I think Vory's vocal range is just a little bit better than Drake's, and so he adds a lot to the track that Drake can't. But also, a lot of the bars on here are just copied, just blindly copied by Drake. A bunch of the best bars on this track actually came, apparently, from Vory on this reference track. So that's also not looking too good for Drake, because we know he has a history of people blaming him for having ghostwriters and him denying it, but then new things come out that it's actually true. So it's really been a rough road for Drake and ghostwriters. Now, this is not the only thing. Now, as big as this is, because it just comes at a very unfortunate time for Drake, we also had another reference track leak from a PND for Ratchet Happy Birthday, also off of Scorpion. And also PND did it better than Drake. But this is another one of those things. Why is all of this coming out just now? Now, PND is not, unknown to ghostwrite for Drake. For example, he did Work as well, the song with Rihanna. But on there, he also wrote for Rihanna, so it wasn't as big of a deal. But still, the fact that all of these things are coming out is pretty bad for Drake. And just a couple of weeks, months ago, we've had the reference track for Jumbotron Shit Poppin' drop, which actually Lil Yachty did, which is not too surprising because Yachty and Drake have been very close over the past year. But still, it's one of those things where you're like, why does this have to happen? And apparently there is a problem that Drake has with these moles in his team, because, shit just keeps coming out. And of course, this is at a very, very unfortunate time, as he just left the beef with Kendrick. And Kendrick, some lines from Kendrick, as the ain't 20v1, it's 1v20 if I gotta smack people that write with you. That hits a little harder now, because it just, things come out that keep confirming this. And it's really hard for Drake fans right now to keep defending him. We've been defending him ever since the Quentin Miller situations. Even with the PND Work situation, you could really defend Drake and be like, okay, for a couple of those things, and then it's back to his pen. We know that he ghostwrites for a lot of other people too. So it's not like that he can't write songs. It's just that for some reason on his own songs, it's always this massive amount of people that work with him. And if you take a look at Kendrick's credits, just him. So, if you take a look at the beef from that perspective, this is really not looking too good for Drake. Now, does this mean that he lost the beef or whatever? I don't think so. It's just at a very unfortunate timing, maybe kind of like Cole dropping that grippy feature just after pulling out of the beef and people saying that, okay, he's now done for. I don't think this is Drake's end. This is not Drake's end of his career. but it is kind of a hit to his credibility, and it just as I said, it makes it very hard for his fans to keep defending him. Now, Drake did hint at some new music coming this summer with that one Instagram story that he did. He said, "Good times, summer vibes up next," hinting at this beef being done and that it was a good time, good battle, but now new music is on the horizon, and I believe that this new music is going to be very, very important for him, because this is going to be the project or the singles, whatever he decides to drop, that are going to be the first that he drops after the beef, kind of like we had Cole in that situation too. But obviously now it's all eyes on him as to who's also writing those songs, because with all of these accusations popping up and some of those Kendrick disses actually hitting a little more harder, it's going to be very important for Drake to supply us with some good music that is actually quality and actually written by himself. And so I believe this next project is going to be essential to Drake's credibility and also the way that we look at the beef now after the fact. Because as I just said, from all the stuff that's happened after with the Ebony Prince 2K24, now all of these reference tracks leaking, it kind of looks like a lot of people are defending Kendrick just because Drake makes it very hard to make a case for himself. And obviously the people that leaked these tracks are not doing Drake a favor, and some of the people that leaked them are Drake fans, and I would still consider myself a Drake fan even after this. You know, nobody's perfect, but at that level of just high competitive hip hop that they're doing, that should not happen, that people close to you have the ability to just leak stuff like that. And I think that is a bigger problem that we have going on. So many leaks are happening. I mean, yesterday I dropped a video on A$AP Rocky where he says that the reason that his new album Don't Be Dumb is delayed is because of the leaks, because after something comes out they have to go back to the drawing board and not start from scratch, but maybe work on those songs so that it's actually exciting for people to listen to. I think that a lot of these artists, you know, exaggerate the importance of leaks because people would still listen to them. But it's a big problem going on, how this music gets out. And obviously it's gotten exponentially more the more, you know, we share files and the more digitalized everything got. But still, for someone like at Drake's level, it should not happen this easily. And it also should not happen for songs that have been out for 6 years, because that just, you know, shines a very bad light back on those projects as well when you kind of have that in your mind. And the funny thing is, though, I want to add this real quick. This was, Scorpion dropped after the Pusha T beef. And in the Pusha T beef, obviously, it was also about ghostwriters. And the fact that, Scorpion was the next project that dropped after, like a month or two after the Pusha T beef. And the fact that now we have 2 new reference tracks for Mob Ties and Ratchet Happy Birthday, where we can kind of see that Drake didn't write them. There was a reference track. He just copied blindly a lot of those lyrics. That is not a good look. That is really not a good look, and let's see how this all develops. Can you keep defending Drake? Are you still a Drake fan after this? Obviously, we are, but it does, have a little bit of a bitter taste to it as well. Now, let me know what you think about all of this, and also what you think Drake's next project is going to be, and how important that's going to be. So let me know all your thoughts on this in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.